gonna do a song called Well, all right. Well, all right. All right. Well, all right. Well, all right, so here we English. It's all right if people know. Well, all right.
Hello, hello.
Look at this. What is the bear's name?
Charles.
Charles? That's Charles the bear?
Charles the bear.
There you go.
Can you pet him or is he kind of dangerous?
No, you
No,
can
you
pet
can
him.
pet him.
Wow. And who are you? You're the doorman over here.
That's right, I'm the doorman.
What's your name?
Charles.
Charles. Well, Charles, it's very nice to meet you. How do you,
it's nice to
are you
meet
a
you.
resident here? It's all right. And you're the doorman for the big event today, huh?
Yes.
Our anniversary?
Yeah,
Well, I just want to say happy anniversary to you and to
Thank
Cedars
you.
of Austin.
well, thank you very much.
Great facility.
It is, it's a very nice fruit.
All right, this is the Where's Mark segment for the Steele County Times, and we appeared different places in Minnesota. We were at the Prince Memorial, and we were at the Viking ship creation up in Owatonna, and Twins game Chanhassen, and we are happy to be here today with you in Austin, Minnesota. I guess they would say this is the home of Hormel.
Yes.
The home of Hormel. And the greatest thing I saw when I came to Minnesota for the first time was I drove through and they said, Spam Museum, and I thought, oh, that's a big joke. But no, there's really a Spam Museum here. Everything you wanted to know about Spam is right here in Austin. Now we're here for a very special anniversary today for the Cedars of Austin, which is I believe, an assisted retirement community. And one of the owners is here, and I'd like you to introduce yourself and spell your name, so if anybody's watching on video, they can write to you.
My name is Lucinda Gardner, Lucinda Gardner.
And you are one of the owners here?
I represent the ownership, yes. My father and family actually are the owners, and they built this back in 1986, yes, and we have independent living, assisted living, and memory care.
Okay. And how do you like Austin? Did you grow up here in Austin?
I did not. I am a Twin Cities girl.
Okay,
But
okay.
we had an employee who just retired after 38 years who grew up in Austin, and my uncle actually owned the hotel that's part of this campus that the city built as a Holiday Inn. So it's been in the family, then my dad bought it, and then he remodeled that and then built this big wing on as well.
Wow, that's amazing. So this was not here when you guys first started then? The only thing was the hotel?
The hotel was the only thing that was here, yes.
Whose vision was this?
My dad's.
Your dad's vision?
Yes,
To
yes.
have an assistant? And what was the reason behind the vision?
Well, he's always been a little ahead of his time, so he's a land developer, construction guy, and he would do a lot of tours on the east and west coast of the country, which are always a little ahead of the Midwest.
Sure.
And so he saw that concept on one of the coasts and then brought it back here.
And you've been here and successful ever since. How many residents do you have?
142.
104. You at capacity?
Lisa does a fabulous job as our marketing lady, and we're almost always 95% plus.
Wow.
Yes.
Now, this
Natural
is-
attrition gives us a few openings
Yes.
every month, so absolutely.
And this is Lisa Nelson, and she's
Pleasure
the
to
marketing
meet you.
director here at Cedars. And I was sitting in the office, and a flyer came across my desk saying that you were celebrating the 30th anniversary here at Cedars of Austin. And I thought, what a great place. I mean, I'm part of the Y here in Austin, so we run by this all the time. And so we see a lot of the elderly and a lot of probably your residents that are doing the walks around the mill
Absolutely.
pond. And it's just a great place for people to come and just to get away, and just a friendly environment. Tell me how you got into this, Lisa.
Well, I came into this industry purely out of the love of seniors and love to be able to help the families. And so I chose this company to work for because they're privately owned. Our family, their family is involved every single day in the aspects and decisions that happen here, and it's so important to me that we do that. And so from there, I just picked up the love of being able to help families and what their need was. And so being we're assisted living and independent living memory care, just depends on what the need is that they're looking for. And I love it. I've been here 5 years now and love working for the family. So
Sure.
it's an excellent company.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, they, talking about your father being a visionary, 30 years ago, we didn't have the problems that we have concerning the elderly at the time. Because the elderly are living longer. The quality of life is much better. And so we have people living a lot longer.
Correct.
So what kind of a challenge does this pose for the increase in the next couple of years here?
Well, it has definitely posed its challenges throughout the, the last 10, 15 years, where most of this building was built just for independent living seniors. Our average age was about 75, and over the last 10 or 15 years now, our average age is 89. So about 14 years older on average. So people are
In 30
coming.
years' time?
Yes.
Oh, my.
So
Oh.
people are coming to us older, more frail, and so we've had to adapt to, all of our units can be for independent living or assisted living. That's a big change that we made, so people can age in place. They might come in at 75 and be perfectly healthy, and we can add services as they need them. And then also the addition of memory care, that wasn't something that was talked about or heard about back then. And so we have 42 units for residents that have memory care, and so we changed and adapted our units and our policies and things to add that as well. So
Wonderful. I know that, I think that's the biggest thing for watching people grow old now is where the finance is going to come from. Because certainly nobody saw this coming
Right.
20 years ago.
Right.
And now we're exploding, and I think we find a lot of seniors living more with families and families living and accommodating seniors, but then there comes to the point where they just can't assist the seniors. And the facility for medical care and things like that is just not there.
Right.
And so I guess
Where
the best
have
you
you
can hope
been?
for is a
Waiting for you.
facility like this that can come along. What do you do for people that are having hardships as far as financially?
That is a good question. So the state of Minnesota has a program called Elderly Waiver. And so if you qualify, which is all done through the state and county case managers, you can potentially qualify for that kind of aid. And so then the Cedars does allow residents with elderly waiver to come in and live in our building. Not all buildings do. We do that. That's, because of our age and our commitment to the community. If we have somebody who's lived at the Cedars for 5, 10, 15 years, when just because they run out of money, we're not making them leave. They can get on that program, and Lisa and her staff are very well versed in that program, and will put them in contact with the county case managers.
Yeah, there was a movie that just came out with Bill Murray this last year called St. Vincent that dealt a little bit with that issue where there was a man who had pretty much expended all of his living, and his wife had developed Alzheimer's and had her in a home, and they couldn't he couldn't afford to keep her there any longer, and they were going to pretty much, as Bill Murray said, give her the boot.
Okay.
And it's kind of nice to know that you have programs in place here for people that really are struggling, or that this is the norm now.
Right.
It's not just one out of every 100 people. It's really gotten to the point where the finances are touching every single family.
Yes.
And so what a wonderful place. And how many staff do you have?
Oh, between part-time and full-time staff, we probably have about 75 to 80.
75 to 80. And how do you keep a staff like that happy, Lisa?
Oh, keeping them happy is a full-time job. Everything from making sure that we meet their needs to a great, staff environment lounge. Their training is really important. Making sure they're comfortable with their job and that they can go out and feel confident with what they do. We always do, specials throughout the week for treats or meals or different games or different things they do. We recently celebrated National Assisted Living Week, and we also did that with our staff. We had things for them every day to do, and for prizes to win and games to do. So, coupled with that is also, we have a high level of nursing here at the Cedars. And so with that, it helps those staff feel more supported. We have 5 full-time nurses here for our
What about the
facility.
doctors? Do you have any doctors on staff here?
We have what's called house calls that come in,
Okay.
and that's through a separate clinic. It's not associated with the Cedars,
Okay.
but they'll bring in nurse practitioners,
Okay.
and they'll come into the Cedars. So for instance, in our memory care, if we have a resident that just won't leave their neighborhood that they live in,
Sure.
the nurse practitioner can come into them.
Okay.
And they even can bring an x-ray machine in now. And so we can do a lot better care, a lot better health with them.
Is this all run through Mayo?
Do you know, with that
Mail health
program,
systems?
no, with that program, it's an outside source.
Okay.
And so I have to talk to nursing, you know, to get a little more for you, but we just always explain it to people that it's an outside source.
Sure.
It bills through Medicare, has nothing to do with the Cedars.
Yes,
It's more
yes.
the credibility of our nursing, you know, with everything with that.
Right.
Yeah,
The success that you have had here is obviously tremendous, and it's a great facility, great looking facility, things like this. I think that as far as, you know, coming into a new place and a new position in Blooming Prairie, I think the thing that we lacked there was your visibility. Nobody, you know, we're 9 miles from you, and yet the people there are scrambling for what to do and where to go. And they're very limited there as far as having to go all the way north to Owatonna or out to Rochester. So I really want to make you aware that from the Steele County area, that we, of course, anchor in Blooming Prairie, we anchor Steele County in the bottom corner. But we are so close to this golden facility, and we really want to make you aware that this is here for you, and to make that available to you. I can remember going as a child. My mom's grandmother was in a nursing facility up in Virginia, Minnesota. And we used to go in and we used to bring the auto harps and we used to sing and play. And so my mom really got us instituted in that. So it's like everywhere usually that we plug in, Robin and I will go and we'll play piano and sing for the people, just for a kind of our way of giving back. And somebody said, well, why would you do that? And I said, you know what? What you sow, you're going to reap.
Right.
You know, if I sow this into the elderly, I'll never be alone
Absolutely.
in my golden years.
Absolutely.
And my golden years are coming closer and closer.
Well, we'd love to have you at the Cedars.
Well, we may.
Not for your golden years too, but for your playing. That sounds fun.
Well, yeah,
Absolutely.
we're available, and we haven't plugged in since we've gotten into Minnesota, so this would be like a perfect place.
Thrilled.
Well, it has been a pleasure
Pleasure
to
to
meet
meet
both
you.
of
Thank
you,
you, and welcome to
thank you
Minnesota.
so much. And for this great celebration we got here, and the cars are great, the food is great, the band is wonderful, and you guys hit it out of the park today.
We try. Thank you
So,
so much.
Lisa.
Thank you very much. Again, this is the Where's Mark segment and the Steele County Times. And make sure you get a subscription if you like us in digital, love us in print. Bye-bye.